Welcome back to Go Figure School of Mathematics. Today we are on lesson 33 of Saxon Algebra Half, multiple unit multipliers and conversion of units of area. Here's some quick warm-up problems to refresh ourselves on conversions. 1 foot is equal to how many inches? Pretty simple. 12 inches. 1 yard is equal to how many feet? 3. 1 mile is equal to how many feet? 5,280. 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? Remember, kilo means 1,000, so 1,000 meters. And convert 9,894 feet to miles. So remember how to do these conversions. We are going to write out how many feet we have, and we're going to use a unit conversion to cancel out those feet, and we go ahead and use this conversion that we just reviewed. 5,280 feet is equal to 1 mile. And so our feet are going to cancel out, and then we just multiply. So we'd be doing 9,894 divided by 5,280. If you use a calculator to do that, we'll get approximately 1.87 miles. Okay, our learning objectives today are to use multiple unit multipliers to convert units and to convert between units of area. And we'll recall that a unit multiplier is a fraction equal to 1. For example, 12 inches per 1 foot. That equals 1 because it's the same distance, it's just different units. And why do unit multipliers work? Well, they change units without changing the value. And the units will cancel just like numbers do. So in that previous example, how we had feet and we're converting to miles, the feet canceled out because you had feet in the numerator and feet in the denominator. They cancel out just like numbers do. And that left us with miles for our answer. So here's another single conversion example when we're just using one unit conversion. So convert 3 feet to inches. 3 feet, and I'm sure you already know the answer to this, but just for the sake of showing how it's written out, 3 feet, we are going to put feet in our denominator for our multiplier, which is the same as 12 inches. So our feet cancel out, and then we have 3 times 12, which is 36 inches. So sometimes we need more than one conversion, which is why we're using multiple unit multipliers if we're converting from more units. So it's not necessary to memorize additional conversions. Like you don't need to memorize that there's 36 inches in 1 yard. We just need to remember that there's 3 feet in a yard and 12 inches in a foot, and then we would just use multiple unit conversions to find an answer for that. So, for example, convert 2 yards to inches. So we're going to start, here's that. Okay, so first we're going to convert our yards to feet. So 2 yards times 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So when we do that, our yards cancel out, but we still have feet as our units. So we need another unit conversion to cancel the feet. 1 foot, which is equal to 12 inches. So that makes our feet cancel out, and we're left with inches here. So then we're just multiplying 2 times 3, which is 6, times 12, which is 72. 72 inches. All right, second example, convert 68,302 inches to miles. So again, we're going to need two conversions here. First, converting our inches to feet, and then converting the feet to miles. So I'm going to take those inches, I'll squeeze in inches here. Inches, there we go. And our conversion, 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. And then how many feet in a mile? 5,280 feet. Per mile. Okay, so then we can see that our inches cancel out there, our feet cancel out here, and we're left with miles for our unit. So 68,302 divided by 12 divided by 5,280. Obviously use your calculator on that one. And we get 1.08 miles. And that was approximately, so I'm actually going to make that a little squiggly equals, just to round it. All right, now for area units, area is measured in square units. So for example, square inches or square feet. And so in order to convert area, we need to use 2 unit multipliers to convert those units. And our answer needs to be in square units. So just to get a visual of this, let's say you have a square. Imagine that is a square with one being 1 foot on each side. The area of that square would be 1 square foot. 1 square foot. Okay, but that is also equal to, if we wanted to say, well, what is the area of this square in inches? Well, the 1 foot is 12 inches. 12 inches on each side, all sides. And then you would have 12 times 12, which is 144 square inches. So notice we're going to need 2 unit multipliers because we need to convert this foot to 12 inches and we need to convert this foot to 12 inches to get our square units of inches. So that is why we use 2 unit multipliers. So third example, convert 5 square feet to square inches. So we can think of square feet as feet times feet, right? And there you can see, well, we're going to need to do 2 conversions to cancel out both of those feet. So the first one I'm going to do is 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So that'll cancel out one of these feet, but I still have another foot to cancel out. So we're going to do another conversion where 1 foot per 12 inches. And that cancels out the second foot there. And then you'll notice that we have inches times inches remaining, which is going to be our inches squared. So our answer is still going to be in area in square units. So we have 5 times 12, which is 60, times another 12. 6 times 12 is 72, so 720. And again, inches squared. Convert 2.5 square yards to square feet. So first we need to, and I'm just going to keep this as square yards here instead of writing yards times yard. And just remember that, okay, we are going to need two conversions to cancel out those square yards. So 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. And then another conversion, 1 yard to 3 feet. And then our square yards cancel out. And then we have 2.5 times 3 times 3, which equals 22.5. And our units are feet times feet, which is square feet. Good. Okay, so here's some practice problems for you to try on your own. You want to use 2 unit multipliers to convert these. So go ahead and pause the video, work them out, and press start when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, first example, 6 miles, 2 inches. So we need to convert our miles to feet. So our conversion is 1 mile is 5,280 feet. And then 1 foot is 12 inches. And remember, this problem is just distance, so we don't have square units here. We just have single units here. So our miles cancel out, our feet cancel out, and then we can multiply 6 times 5,280 times 12. And when you do that, you end up with 380,160. And our units are inches. Good, okay, second problem, 20 square feet, convert 20 square feet to square inches. So I'm gonna write 20 feet squared, and then we need 2 unit conversions to cancel out our square feet. So 1 foot is 12 inches. And then our second 1 foot is 12 inches. Our square feet will cancel out. And then we have 20 times 12 times 12, which equals 2,880. And again, our units, inches times inches, so square inches. And there we go. Okay, so some common mistakes when doing these problems: forgetting to square the conversion, or not canceling units. Make sure that you are canceling how many units you need, and you're putting them on the right side of the fraction, the numerator or the denominator. You want something in the numerator canceled out by something in the denominator, and you want to be left with that final unit that you're trying to convert to. And then another mistake is mixing linear with area units. So pay attention to, are we just talking about distance, or are we talking about area, which is square units? So keep that in mind as you go throughout your problems today. Your assignment, go ahead and do problem set 33, and then read lesson 34 in your textbook. Have a good day.